Hey guys, John from the John Muir Show here, and a newly released memo is shedding more light on an episode that you probably recall. It's been a while since it's come up, but do you remember back when there were reports that then Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein was talking about trying to get cabinet officials to help him in getting President Trump removed from office via the 25th Amendment, and that there were also talks that Rod Rosenstein was suggesting to his fellow corrupt intel agents that he might wear a wire around President Trump and see if they could try and get some damning information against Trump. Yeah, so we haven't talked about that for quite a while, but it's come back up in the news because there's this new memo that was obtained by the terrific group Judicial Watch. And it was a memo from, disgraced former Deputy Director of the FBI, Andrew McCabe. And in McCabe's memo, he's saying, when Rosenstein was floating that idea by a group of us, he wasn't joking, as he now claims. Because, Rosenstein's now saying, oh, no, the whole thing was a joke. I would never wear a wire around the President of the United States. Rosenstein's trying to pass the whole thing off as a joke. But Andy McCabe in this memo is saying, Rod Rosenstein, he was not joking. He was actually quite serious about it. He was going into detail as to how it was that he was going to do this. And he was thinking he could get away with it because he typically wasn't searched when he would enter the White House. So he figured that no one would discover he's wearing the wire and he could get away with doing all this, illegal recording of President Trump. This should be taken incredibly, incredibly seriously. We know about some of these efforts by folks in the Obama White House, folks in the Obama intel agencies, including holdovers from the Obama intel agencies, such as Rod Rosenstein. These are individuals who were plotting to take down Donald Trump, whether it be his campaign or whether it be his presidency in its infancy. You had this group of elites in Washington, D.C., in the intel community, where it is clear, based on the information we know, that these individuals, they didn't give a damn how the American Electoral College voted back in November of 2016. They didn't care that the people of the United States voted for Donald Trump to be their next president. No, these individuals, they personally hate Donald Trump, and because this small group of leftist elites in Washington, D.C., they wanted something different from what the United States of America said it wanted, well, they thought that was good enough, that they could supersede the will of the American Electoral College and try and get Trump run out of office. Ensure that you, the U.S. citizens, did not get the 4 years of the presidency that you said that you'd wanted. It's incredibly disgusting that all this sort of stuff was taking place. Who in the hell is someone like Rod Rosenstein to say who deserves to be the president of the United States and who does not? He gets one vote just like the rest of us. He should not be in a position where he's going around saying, I'm going to see if I can single-handedly get this guy removed from office because I don't like him and I didn't vote for him back in 2016. It doesn't work that way. Nobody in the United States of America should have that power. Look, sometimes you like the outcome of an election, sometimes you don't. When you don't like it, people like Rod Rosenstein, they need to learn that you deal with it because your fellow Americans said this is what we want for our country going forward. But sadly, we had plenty of folks like Rod Rosenstein who didn't and tried to act in corrupt and criminal manners in some cases to try and supersede the will of the American Electoral College and get Trump out of the White House. See, Rod Rosenstein, he is a prime example of corruption, lifer corruption in our intel agencies, and he is proof that we do need fair and thorough investigations into all of this known Obama-era corruption. See, we know to a certain extent what was going on. We know that these Obama intel agents, high-ranking folks in these intel agencies, they abused our FISA courts, they illegally spied on Donald Trump's campaign, and that you had at least a group of them that was plotting to try and destroy Trump's campaign and then his presidency. We know to a certain extent about the corruption and criminality taking place in D.C. And when you have proof of corruption and criminality to some extent in your government, you need a fair and thorough investigation. So it is imperative that this investigation, the one that John Durham and Bill Barr are currently conducting, it is imperative that this investigation is fully carried out and that all individuals, each and every one of the individuals found guilty of a crime in a court of law, is punished to the fullest extent of the law. Ensure that these individuals know There is no two-tier justice system. They can't get away with all these crimes just because they're in our intel agencies and they publicly speak out against Donald Trump. That's no get-out-of-jail-free card. We need to ensure that all of the criminal actors are punished to the fullest extent of the law so that they learn their lesson, so that we can see them punished for what they have done to wrong our country, the United States of America, and so that that precedent is set to ensure that everyone who holds those positions in the intel agencies from this day forward know that if they act in a criminal manner, that they will be punished just as severely as their corrupt and criminal predecessors were punished. That is imperative for the United States of America. That's all the time that we have for today, but tune into the John Muir Show tomorrow and each and every weekday, 8:40 a.m. on WTAQ, 9 a.m. WSAU and WHBL. Till next time, I'm out.